Good evening. My name is Maureen Power and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. My main objective is to hopefully remove you from your everyday stresses and to help you to develop your creativity through stamping. I try to go live Wednesday evenings to demonstrate a card, and I did go live I don't know, maybe a couple of days a week ago, and explain that during this summer I am going to take it a little easier. It'll be hit and miss if I'm on a Wednesday evening, but I will certainly put my notice there saying I'm going live in 15 minutes. I'm going to enjoy this summer. I am looking after my 7-year-old granddaughter for most of the summer, and I want to be free to spend time with her, and not have to worry about being at home on a Wednesday evening to do a video. I'm also not doing my scrapbooking or my club over the summer. I will pick it up again in September. And but I am still doing the craft and sip at Tim Hortons in Galway, and that is usually this month. July is already filled. But in August, that's listed on my Facebook page now, and you can sign up for that. I did put Friday as the cutoff date. That's not right, but anyway, if you're interested, just reach out to me, and by all means, feel free to. That is an in-person thing, so it is $10, and we do 2 cards. But the other side of it is, if you place a $15 order, you don't have to pay the $10. Okay, what I'm showing you tonight is Sunrise Sailing. And that is a stamp set that has an embossing folder. It's a hybrid. So there's the embossing folder. And I'll show you the dies in a minute when I turn the camera around. But here's the actual stamp set. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera around. And I'm showing kind of like a technique tonight. So just bear with me. I'll turn my camera around. Okay, so here's the hybrid embossing folder. It really embosses a nice picture. But this is the part that makes it the hybrid. So what it is, this nests in there and is solid in there now. You put your paper in and you die cut, and it embosses at the same time. We will be using this tonight, okay? As a matter of fact, this is the only die we're going to use tonight, and we're using the embossing folder, and we're using 2 of the stamps for this evening. So I'm just going to put this aside for now. So the 2 stamps that we're using is actually the bigger sailboat and the coloring for the sails. The colors I'm using this evening are Poppy Parade, and this is not white, okay? I should change that. This is actually Memento Black, because what I did, I got the refill and I put it in one of these stamp pads. And you can get a blank stamp pad by ordering the pigment ink. And what you would get is this and a bottle. Let me get the bottle here. The bottle of the white pigment ink. And what the purpose is, you would put this into your stamp pad. But I wanted to move my Memento Black because I don't like the Memento Black pad that comes with Memento Black. Hope all that made sense. Okay, the card I'm making tonight, and I'm changing it up a little. I didn't like this white. It's too stark for me. But here's the embossing folder when you use the embossing folder by itself. Isn't that pretty? And what I'm going to teach you tonight is how to put this sailboat on both sides, because it's the reverse stamping, okay? And it's on a window sheet. So the first thing I'm going to show you is, this is our card base. That is cut at 5.5 by 4 3/4 and scored at 4 1/4. Okay. So let's just give that a good score. We also have, this is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And this is Balmy Blue. And I just embossed that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put this down on the inside of my card, okay? And because it's embossed, and I hope my glue works tonight because I've been, no, I'm going to have to throw some of these bottles out and not wait for them to. Okay, this one got some. Because it's embossed, I like to use liquid glue. Okay, so let's put that down. Hi, Fran. How are you this evening? I probably won't see any comments, but I do see that you're on. Okay. And I like to give it a little bit of a back rub. I don't like to press too hard on the front. So you see how the sails are all raised up. Now, I didn't take these dies out, and I should. Just 1 second. I'm trying to remember. No, it's not. I can't remember which one these dies are in. But I cut these 2 pieces out ahead of time because I'm going to put my window sheet in between these. My window sheet is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. As a matter of fact, it's a little bit longer than it needs to be. So I'm going to trim that a tiny bit. I'll use my little trimmer because I really don't want that. Okay, let's see what that'll look like. I could do it a little tiny bit more off. Okay. And I'm going to round my edges. What about the length? No, cut a little bit off my length. Okay. Now I'm going to take these 3 pieces and put them right in the garbage because where they're clear, sometimes it's hard to see them. Okay, so this is the front. Okay, and I'm going to put glue on the back. Now I'm going to put this down so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to put, I don't want any of those. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue kind of along here, and I'm not going to put too much. It's just to hold the window sheet in place. Okay. I was going to round these corners, but it doesn't look like I probably need to at this point. Now, how did I do it on this one? Yeah, that's how I did it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put a bit of glue along here. And I'm going to pick this up. I want this. This is going to be on this side of my frame, okay? So I want that to cover this blue here. So let's put that down. I don't think I have the glue where I need it, actually. Okay, so let's put it there. And put a bit of glue there. And what I'm going to do is take my big block and I'm going to put that on top of it, okay? Now, while that's kind of drying a little bit, what I want to do is show you how I'm going to do this there's a bit of glue on that. So we're going to need 2 sailboats, all right? So let's do the first one. So I'm going to ink that up with my Memento Black. And I'm going to put it right here. So let's press that down for a minute. All right. And then I'm going to leave this open because I'm going to use it again. I want to have my sails. So let's see if I can get them lined up. Okay. This one I'm going to cut out with the embossing machine. So I'm just going to put that there for a second. Now I want to show you how to do the mirror image. So we're going to stamp it up in black again. And I'm just going to, and you don't want to, this is a bit slippery. See, I moved it. So I'm going to get, let me see, I'm going to get, I do have some wipes here if I can put my hand on. Oh, there they are. Where that's slippery, it can slide on you. So I'm going to take this off and start again because I don't want it to slide. I want to have a clear. Okay, so go down and hold it there for a couple of seconds and don't slide it. Okay, that's a better image. I'm now going to take my sails and try to do the same thing. All right. So now what I'm going to do is lay this on top. Give it a good rub. Excuse me. Give it a good rub. And then lift it up. Now, if you notice, it's not as crisp because it's on this. But it's the mirror imagery. Okay, I'm going to clean this off. Move that out of the way, and I'm going to get rid of these. Close them up anyway. Now, I'm going to move those over there for a second. I'm going to come back to this. So now what I want to do is put this one directly on top of the other one, okay? So I'm going to need some glue put all along here. And you notice I'm not putting it, I got a hair there. I'm not putting it where these holes are. And then I want a little bit going down here. Now, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to take this and I want this to go directly on top of the other one and line up all the holes. And then move that. Oh, it's moved a little, I think. No, it hasn't. Okay. So that's now going to dry. While I bring in my machine. And I only need plate number 1 and plate number 4. Because even though it's cutting, it's just an embossing folder. So now what I'm going to do is take the clear image and, wait, now first I have to put in this and make sure that is situated. And then I want to make sure that my boat is lined up with the die that's cutting. And you may or may not get it right on. Oh, that wasn't bad. And now, I don't know if you can see that, but it is puffed up a bit because it's embossed. See at the back of it? It's embossed as well as cut out. So that's all I need the die cutting machine for, because the other one is a mirror image. So that one has to be fussy cut. And I know some of you can't stand the fussy cutting, but I don't really mind, especially when it's a bigger item like this. Okay. Has anybody done this technique before? And we can do it with, like I did some cards in the past where I had flowers. And another one I had, I did a sympathy card, and it had a kind of like a twig of some sort. I can't even remember which one it was now that I did, but. Okay. And then this piece here. This is easy, fussy cutting this one. Just don't want to cut all the way through, okay? Oh, I didn't cut that part. Okay, so now, if you put the two of these together, you see that? That's how you do something where you want it on both sides. So let's get rid of this. Excuse me. So here's our card. All right. Now, I'm going to bring it down closer. I want to take this one and put it right here, right on top where this is. So I'm going to put my glue here. Or I tell you what, I'm going to use glue dots where, dimensionals where where this is indented. So let's get a few dimensionals. Okay. Where's my, take your pick tool. I can get at them a lot easier. Put one there. Put another one right there. Put One there. The little ones are best for this. And one there. Okay, so let's peel these off. And now I'm going to line it up with my boat so that when you're looking at it, it actually covers there. But here, now I'm going to put a bit of glue down. Okay. Hopefully that's not going to squeeze out. And now I want to line this boat up so that when you open it, you see the boat on both sides. So let's just press this down a little bit. I don't want to squat it too much because I'm afraid it might ooze out a little bit. And then she'll stick here. Oh, this must have had a little bit of glue there that eased out because she took a piece of the blue off it. So anytime like that, use your glue remover. Okay. So here's your card. Now, I didn't put a sentiment or anything on this. I just wanted to show you the technique tonight. But you can, by all means, you can put a sentiment down here on a piece of cardstock, and you can do it in the Poppy Parade. Or you can put a sentiment, well, you probably wouldn't want to put it on the inside. But if you really wanted to put anything big, just get another piece of cardstock and put it right here. And you can, if you want to write anything. But it's a nice technique. So I hope you learned something from that tonight. I mean, maybe you already knew it. Next week, I'm going to turn the camera around. Next week, I'm hoping to demonstrate 3 cards that are involved with the paper pumpkin. Do I have that here? So the June paper pumpkin was called Full of Charm. And these are the 3 cards that I will be demonstrating next week. And if you looked at my video recently, I will be demonstrating anything. I'm not necessarily sticking with a stamp set or a bundle each month anymore. I'm going to just demonstrate whatever comes to me that day or that week, or if I see something that I like and I think he might be interested in, I might demonstrate that as well. So thank you for joining me this evening, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care, everyone. Thank you.